It's really about self-awareness. We cannot be more connected to other people than we are to ourselves. If we don't understand our emotional landscape, if we don't understand what's driving our thinking and driving our behaviors, because let me make no mistake, emotion is at the wheel. Thinking and acting are not riding in the front seat shotgun. They are hogtied in the trunk. Emotion drives. We are emotional beings. Heart is sea, language is shore. Whatever sea includes will hit the shore. To me, what that means is our heart is this sea of expansiveness, of emotion, of experience. And at some point, that emotion and experience needs to bump into language. What language means to us as a social species. I just did not understand. Maybe 15 years ago, we collected survey research from right over 7,000 people, and we asked them this question. Write a list of every emotion that you can recognize in yourself when you're feeling it and you can name it. And the average number was 3: happy, mad, and sad. And I started to ask myself, what does it mean if we don't have a vocabulary that's as expansive as the human experience? I have been working on this damn framework for cultivating connection with ourselves and each other for 22 years. It started as my dissertation research, but I couldn't figure it out. I thought when I wrote The Gifts of Imperfection, I had it figured out. I didn't. I thought I had it with Daring Greatly and Braving the Wilderness. I didn't. And then I thought, actually, I resigned myself to never being able to build a framework. It wasn't going to happen. Things that I was learning as I started doing this research, one, I was wrong about a couple of things. One was, along with probably every other emotion researcher I know, I have said this sentence 1,000 times. We should learn how to recognize emotion in ourselves and others. I do not think it is possible to learn how to recognize emotion in other people. I think that's bad business. No matter what behavior you were engaged in, if I saw you raging and throwing the books behind you, if I saw you sobbing, there are 50 emotions that present each of those ways. And so I'm going to have to make a ton of assumptions. And what am I going to shove the experience of my employee who's upstairs crying and who's 25, Black, and a single mom? I'm going to shove her experience in front of my lens, which is, mid 50s, like completely different. So the idea of walking in someone else's shoes and trying to understand what they're feeling, I believe has no merit. I think the call is much more difficult and much more powerful. And that is to ask the person for their story of what it's like in their shoes and to believe them. So the problem becomes, why do we think we have to walk in other people's shoes? The problem is the believing part. And the problem is in not believing her when she tells me her story, because it either challenges what I want to be true about the world, or it challenges my idea that there's just one experience of the world, or it makes me accountable in some way that makes me uncomfortable. So when I started doing this research, I came across a concept from Buddhism that I remember reading many years ago. It didn't hit me. When I came across it this time, I thought, this is the piece missing for the framework on meaningful connection. And it's the concept of the near enemy. And what a near enemy is, it is an emotion or a virtue that looks and feels and masquerades like the thing that we are looking for or want to be, but it sabotages it. And the reason I needed this concept was because when you study connection for as long as I have, what you realize is that the far enemy of emotions is not the problem. The problem is not when I call you and I'm suffering, and you're, instead of giving me compassion, you're cruel. That's easy. Like, I get it. Like, I just got punched in the face. The problem is the near enemy. When I call you and I'm desperate for connection, and the near enemy of compassion is pity. And so you pity me and feel sorry for me. And it seems like everything should be okay when that's over, but I feel more alone and more disconnected, and there's no meaningful connection between us. So the big finding for me for this book was re-examining the concept of near enemy, and that the far enemy of connection is disconnection, right? That makes sense. But the near enemy of connection is control. So if I see this 25-year-old woman crying and I say, what's going on? And she says, my kid's sick again. Her dad can't get her. I missed a day of work yesterday. To really be with her. I can't try to control the situation. I can't say, oh, we can handle that. I can't, just to be with her means being in connection with her. God, that's so hard. Those feel like impossible choices. Emotions are not shared and discussed. They're exploited. And vulnerability is not mutual and reciprocal. It's leveraged. And I don't want to make it sound too Machiavellian, because I thought about my own life when, if one of my kids came home and said, God, I got in trouble today for being, disrespectful because I got caught talking during a lecture. Connection would be like, tell me what was going on. But I don't go to connection sometimes. Sometimes I go to control, which is, you know what? You get your ass over there and send an email to that teacher and apologize for being disrespectful. And I want to, we control situations when we start to move from being other focused. What was this like for my child in that situation? Being self-focused, but it's sneaky. Your enemies are sneaky because they masquerade.
After your research into worry, you conclude that worry isn't a helpful coping mechanism. So how do we avoid these traps?
The people who studied research worry said that worriers, those of us who do it often, have three things in common that make it worse. One, we think it's helpful. It is not. Two, we believe that we actually have no control over it, that it's not a choice. It is absolutely a choice and we can change it. And three, we worry about worrying and we ruminate about worrying, which exacerbates worrying. Worry is defined as a chain of negative thoughts about bad things that might happen in the future. So I think when you study people who worry and who've overcome worry, what I've learned is reality checking and perspective taking. Is this line of thought helping or hurting? Do I have enough data to freak out? And if I do have enough data to freak out, will that be helpful to me to freak out? And so those have become my questions every time. One, do I have enough data to expend this amount of energy? No, I just don't have enough data to be spending this resource. And even if I do have enough data, is this going to help me? And the answer is always no. It's really about self-awareness. We cannot be more connected to other people than we are to ourselves. And while we desperately seek to build cultures of connection, to build trust in teams, to do the right thing by the people that we serve, if we're not connected to self, if we don't understand our emotional landscape, if we don't understand what's driving our thinking and driving our behaviors. Because let me make no.
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
No mistake. Emotion is at the wheel. Thinking and acting are not riding in the front seat shotgun. They are hogtied in the trunk. Emotion drives. We are emotional beings. Do not try to forge connection with others or build a culture of connection until you are fully connected and know yourself. That's the favor you can do to all of us. We will do almost anything to not feel pain, including causing other people pain. It's so much easier to hurt than to feel hurt. It's just part of our humanity, I guess. We need to understand where the hurt, the sorrow, the despair, the anguish, the rage is coming from so that we can not work it out on other people on an individual level or a collective level.